Welcome to today's Commodore Call. I'm Brynn Foley here with Joe Weil. We are away at Dorn Park against the Bourne Braves. Starting on the mound for Falmouth, Adam Aller out of Northwestern State University. He's been in the relief position for the past few games. What's he going to do here tonight, Joe?
Well, it should be interesting. He does have some starting experience, obviously, at college and here in the Cape, and in the starting role, he's been pretty good. I think the key for him is to throw strikes, keep the ball down in the zone, and just try to put these hitters away, whether it's just keeping it down low and forcing ground balls or putting them away with strikeouts.
Now, we've talked about it before, but the Western Division's so close to it, only a half game behind Falmouth, and that fifth-place spot does not make it to the playoffs. So how does Falmouth get the win here tonight in an in-division game?
Well, they need to hit. They only have one run in their last 25 innings, and obviously that's just not going to get it done. So the bats need to come alive tonight if they want a chance, and it just needs to turn around. And we've seen some stretches where Falmouth can hit, and then obviously some stretches where they can't. So they just need to swing the bats and get some runs, and hopefully the offense can lead them to victory today.
Now, I talked to General Manager Zmuda just to get his perspective on what he thinks this Falmouth team needs to do to turn it around. All right, here with Falmouth Commodore's General Manager Zmuda. We haven't gotten you on the broadcast yet, but just tell us a little bit about what you do for this Falmouth team as the GM.
Sure, Ben. This time of the year, the day-to-day activities, just kind of checking in with the coaches, making sure everything's up to speed and we have what we need to go onto the field each day. Just making sure with the day-to-day activities at the field that you have all the little things in the background, the stat sheets at the front gate, all the little things like that we can help with to make sure the game day goes well.
Now, what's your relationship with contracts and signing players and cutting players, and what's the hardest part with that?
Well, you think you alluded to it right there. The hardest part is probably having to cut a player. And all of that, from signing a player to recruiting a player and, eventually if you need to, cutting a player, which really comes from the temps. You don't cut a contract player unless something happens from their coaching staff at school, is really towards our coaching staff. A lot of it is Coach Trundy. He has dealt with it for so many years. He has such a relationship with not just the coaching staff, but he develops a rapport with the players rather rapidly. He has that knowledge by, being at the gunnery school, the prep school in Connecticut, and he's been doing it for so many years. He does it very well. And if need be, if the need arises and I have to do something like that, of course you have to. But Coach Trundy is a much more eloquent speaker in that respect than I am.
Now, what is your relationship like with head coach Trundy? He's been here for quite a long time. So what's your relationship like, and how has it developed over the years?
Well, it started with us as a host family in 2010. We had a couple of players. We started with a 10 player that was here for just a week. So talking about cutting players, that was a little harsh reality from the host family side.
Yeah.
But you learn that it's not that player, it was the situation more so, and that's even gone on to today. It's a matter of, okay, is he filling a spot for the moment until the permanent guy gets here and things like that. You have learned over the years that it's what he does very well, and when we were host families for 3 years, I was approached by the GM at the time that if I wanted to help with some things in the off season, I was happy to do so. It was starting with some paperwork coming from the administrative guy that I was in the military, and it morphed over time with that, became the assistant GM and then eventually the general manager.
Now, we've talked to the coaches and the players, but from your perspective as a general manager, with the playoffs so close in the West Division in such a tight race, what do you notice out there with Falmouth, and what do they need to work on to clinch a playoff spot here?
Well, I think just really working on the timely hitting, and that's something that comes with patience and practice, and they have done all of that very well. It's just a matter of if we can apply it during game time. They have certainly the work ethic, and they're doing a great job with that. They take, from what I've heard from scouts throughout the summer, they're one of the best BPs in the whole league. And things like that work as a foundation, and they've done very well trying to build off of that foundation, come up. The results haven't really shown on the field, but I tell you, the attitude of the players, the staff, has just been nothing but exemplary. These guys really want to do well, not just for themselves, but for the team and for the fans.
All right, thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you.
Game time set for 6 o'clock. You can catch Bourne and Falmouth action beginning at 5:45 on Ustream.